Ham Fitness here with something a little bit different today. Not fitness related, but Disney princess related. So this is why we're all gussied up, and Stella is Princess Ariel, and I am Princess Mommy, I guess.
And I saw Ariel.
Yes.
Three times.
So we did Disney princess character dining, and if you're thinking about doing character dining, which you should if you want to avoid some lines, when you go to Disney World, in order to see the characters and get your pictures taken with them and autographs, typically you'll have to stand in line. So character dining is a nice way to skip that and also get a really magical experience in the long run. We were fortunate enough to have 3 different princess character dining experiences thanks to the gift card I earned with Team Beachbody. And I'll tell you a little bit about each one. They all have their own special qualities. You'll see different princesses, and they're just their own unique experiences. So we'll go over them, we'll go over the costs, and we'll also let you know which was our personal favorite. Our first princess dining experience was the Princess Storybook lunch at Akershus in Epcot. It's in the Norway portion of the World Showcase area of Epcot, and that was pretty delightful. When you first get in, your child gets a photo opportunity with, at that day anyway, it was Belle. And that came out pretty well. I don't know if you'll be able to see that there. That's her with Belle. So you get the photo opportunity, you get her autograph, and then you're seated at a table. And you can choose from buffet options for the appetizer portion. There were like deli meats and fruit and various cheeses, that kind of thing. And then you pick an entree. I picked a grilled chicken sandwich that, to be honest, was a little bit on the dry side. And after you're done eating, you get this really wonderful dessert tray. There were 4 different things, I think. What was on there? Do you remember? There was a cheesecake. I think you like that. Cheesecake, chocolate mousse, some sort of cinnamon cake, and a rice pudding that was topped with strawberries. Since I was trying to go dairy-free, the chef was kind enough to bring me some raspberry sorbet, which was really incredibly delicious. But the reason why you're in there is to see the princesses, and the princesses there that day were Ariel, which is Stella's favorite, Snow White, Aurora, was there anyone else? Cinderella. How can I forget Cinderella?
And Belle.
Yeah, you saw Belle in the beginning, but she doesn't make the rounds. And what happens is, too, after you're done with the lunch, they have a princess procession where they get all the children who are willing to do it. They'll walk throughout the restaurant, and they play this really cheesy kind of song about kissing a prince and stuff. It was pretty neat though. I liked it. The food was, fairly good. Nothing spectacular. You're there for the princess experience most of all. The cost of that one was $225 for 4 adults and 1 child. So you're definitely paying a premium price for the character dining experience. Our second princess character meal was the Cinderella's Happily Ever After dinner at 1900 Park Fair, which is at the Grand Floridian resort. I want to warn you too, if you are staying in a Disney resort and using Disney transportation and having dinner or just visiting any other resort while you're there, when you take the transport, you'll have to take a bus to downtown Disney first and then take another bus to the resort that you're going to. This can take a significant amount of time. When we did Chef Mickey's at the Contemporary, it took us over an hour to get there with Disney transport. So we actually drove to the Grand Floridian, and we're very glad that we did. But going back to the dinner, they do things a little bit differently there as well, where when you do get a photo opportunity, when you arrive, it's just a photo of your family in front of this really pretty mural that has Cinderella's castle before you get in. And when you get in, there was a really well-stocked buffet. There's a number of things. You're very likely to find something you like. I myself really loved the Guinness beef stew that they were serving that night. It was really good. But when you get there too, the princesses you see, you'll just see Princess Cinderella, of course, because it's her happily ever after dinner. You'll see Prince Charming, Lady Tremaine, Anastasia, and Drizella. So unless your daughter is really obsessed with Cinderella, it may not be worth the time and the expense to have dinner there, but it was a pretty neat experience. They actually get quite into character, the stepsisters and the evil stepmother, and it was a fun time. I will tell you too, request to be seated in the center of the room and closer to the buffet. We were in kind of an adjoining room towards the back, so there's a portion of the meal where Cinderella dances with Prince Charming, and the stepsisters kind of gather, and we didn't really have a good view of that. So try to ask to be seated near there so you get a good view of the show that they put on, and you may even get asked to dance. Who knows?
I want to dance with Cinderella.
Yeah, I wanted to too. So I think if we do that again, we'll probably try to ask to be seated in the center so we can. You could probably dance with Prince Charming though. Yeah, she wasn't in with Prince Charming much. And the cost for the dinner, the Cinderella's Happily Ever After dinner for 4 adults and 1 child when we went was $192. We spent our last day at Walt Disney World in the Magic Kingdom. We started it off with a bippity-boppity-boo makeover for Miss Stella, and then we had breakfast in Cinderella's castle. We did the Cinderella's Royal Table meal, which you start off with a photo opportunity with Princess Cinderella herself. As you can see, Stella is all gussied up and looking super excited for the meal. It was a pretty magical experience being able to eat in Cinderella's castle, I've got to say. And it comes with a price too. That was the most expensive out of the 3 princess character options. It was $270 for 4 adults and 1 child when we went. Unlike other character dining options, it was a sit-down meal rather than a buffet. That can probably account for some of the cost, but I think basically it's because you're eating in Cinderella's castle. While we were there, the princesses that were traveling around the tables were Ariel, Aurora, Snow White, and Jasmine, which was really nice. With that one, I think I ordered filet mignon and eggs, so it was a fancy breakfast, and Stella had French toast sticks and some eggs and fruit. It was a pretty satisfying meal. I don't know if it was, a near $300 worth meal, but it was definitely something worth going to. It was very, very, very magical. What do you think? Eating in the castle. It was a great way to cap off the trip. So, in closing, with all 3 of those options, I think my personal favorite was Akershus. Definitely, I thought that was the most bang for your buck. It wasn't the least expensive. It was middle of the road, but seeing Stella in the princess procession and just, the food and everything, I thought, if you have to choose one, I would probably choose Akershus. How about you? What was your favorite? Yeah, her favorite was Akershus too, so I think that speaks volumes. And that's our review of Princess Dining. I will say too that if you are headed up to go to Disney, be prepared. You are going to do a lot of walking. Unless you are a princess and have your own stroller/carriage, you're going to be on your feet a lot. So if you like to get in shape and get ready for your Disney trip, click on the link below and I can be your free fitness coach and help you get ready for Disney and all the walking you'll be doing. It's going to be miles and miles and miles. A lot of it spent in lines. Good times. But that's my Disney review. As always, you can contact me at CoachVitrina@yahoo.com, or you can just check out my website at vitrinahamfitness.com. Have a magical day.